Hello everyone. I hope you all are fine and are doing well. We have completed the first chapter, that is knowing our numbers. Now let's have a quick recap of this chapter with the help of a mind map. In this chapter, we learned about Indian and international systems of numeration, and we also learned how to form the largest and the smallest number from the given digits. Further, we learned the comparison of large numbers. Next, we learned about estimation, and under that we learned about estimation up to the nearest 10,000 and lakhs. Further, we learned how to perform operations with the estimated numbers. At the end, we learned about Roman numerals. Now, let's look at the concepts one by one. First, we have Indian system of numeration. As you can see, here we have a chart representing the Indian system of numeration. This system has four periods named as ones, thousands, lakhs and crores. The ones period has three place values, which is read as ones, tens and hundreds. The next three periods, which are thousands, lakhs and crores, have two place values each, and it is read as thousands, 10,000s, lakhs, 10 lakhs, crores and 10 crores. While writing large numbers, we separate the periods using comma. Under Indian system of numeration, a comma is placed after three digits starting from the right and then after every two digits. Next, we have International System of Numeration. The International System of Numeration has four periods, which are ones, thousands, millions and billions. Each period has three place values and it is read as ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions and 100 billions. Like the Indian system of numeration, we separate the periods using commas in the international system as well. Under International System of Numeration, a comma is placed after three digits starting from the right. Next, we have formation of largest and smallest number. The greatest number or the largest number is formed by arranging the given digits in descending order, and the smallest number is formed by arranging the given digits in ascending order. Next, we have comparison of two numbers or more numbers. Now, when we compare the given numbers, we come across two situations. First, that the digits in both the numbers would be different. Second, the digits of both the numbers would be same. Now, in the first situation, we will compare which number has greater number of digits. So, whichever number has greater number of digits, that will be greater. For example, here we have a number 25,26,231 and 12,563. If you observe carefully, the first number has more digits than the second number. So, the first number is greater than the second number. Now, let's look at the second situation. That is where the number of digits is same in both the numbers. Here we have two numbers. First is 84,563 and second is 81,563. Now, if you observe carefully, both the numbers have 5 digits each, In such a situation, we compare the digits on the leftmost place. Here, if you compare the leftmost digits of both the numbers, we have the same digits up to the place of hundreds, that is 5, 6 and 3. We will move to the digit on the thousands place. In first number we have 4 at the thousands place, and in the second number we have 1. So we all know that 4 is greater than 1. So 84,563 is greater than 81,563. The next topic is estimation to the nearest 10,000 and 1 lakh. Now, what do we mean by estimation? Estimation means to find a value that is close enough or is nearest to the given number. In your previous class, you all have learned about estimation and how to round off the number to the nearest 10, 100 and 1000. In this chapter, we will learn rounding off the numbers to the nearest 10,000 and 1 lakh. Estimation to the nearest 10,000. For rounding off the number to the nearest 10,000, we observe the digit at the thousands place. Now, there are two rules over here. First, if the thousands digit is less than 5, we replace the digits on thousands, hundreds, tens and ones place by 0 and the other digits remain same. Second rule, if the thousands digit is 5 or more than 5, we replace the digits on thousands, hundreds, tens and ones place by 0 and add 1 to the digit at the 10,000s place. Next we have rounding off the number to the nearest 1 lakh. While rounding off the number to the nearest 1 lakh, we observe the digit at the 10,000s place. Again, here we have two rules. First rule, if the 10,000s digit is less than 5, we replace the digits on 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens and ones place by 0 and the other digits remain same. Rule number 2. If the 10,000s digit is 5 or more than 5, we replace the digits on 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens and ones place by 0 and we add 1 to the digit at the lakhs place. Now, let's understand the rules to be followed for addition and subtraction of estimated numbers. We will try to understand these rules with the help of an example. Here we have a question which says, add the estimated value of 5,679 and 12,345. Here, first we observe which is the smaller number out of the given numbers. As you can see that 5,679 has 4 digits and the another number has 5 digits. So, we will round off both the numbers to the nearest thousands. Why did we round off the numbers to the nearest thousand? Because the smaller number has 4 digits. Now, once we round off 5,679 to the nearest thousand, we get 6,000, and when we round off 12,345 to the nearest thousand, we get 12,000. Now we will add 6,000 and 12,000. The answer will be 18,000. The same procedure will be used for subtraction of two numbers. So after addition and subtraction, let's understand the rules to be followed for multiplication and division of estimated numbers. Here we have a question which says, multiply the estimated values of 53 and 178. For multiplication and division, we will round off the digits individually according to their highest places. Let's consider the first number, that is 53. It has 2 digits. So we will round off the number to the nearest tens. So 53 becomes 50. Let's take the next number, that is 178. It has 3 digits. We will round it off to the nearest hundreds. So 178 becomes 200. Now we will multiply 50 and 200. We get the answer as 10,000. So the same procedure will be applicable for division of estimated numbers. Roman numerals. We all know what are numbers. Yes, it is a collection of 0, 1, 2, 3 and many digits. These digits are a part of Hindu-Arabic numeral system. The Hindu-Arabic numeral system was originated in India in the 6th century. There are special symbols for few numbers, and these symbols are known as Roman numerals. Unlike Hindu-Arabic numeral system, Roman numbers have no concept of place values and it basically uses 7 symbols. So here is a chart representing the symbols for the Hindu-Arabic numeral system or numbers. Now, if we place a bar over any Roman numeral, the value gets multiplied by 1000. For example, if you place a bar over V, now V is the symbol denoted for the value 5. So after placing the bar, the value 5 gets multiplied by 1000 and we get the answer as 5000. So the value of V with the bar over it becomes 5000. Learned about Roman numerals. Now let's have a short activity upon it. Let's learn how to convert Hindu-Arabic numerals into Roman numerals. It sounds fun, right? That we will be converting numbers into symbols. Now, before that, you all should be well aware of the symbols for certain values. For higher values, that is multiples of 1000, we place a bar upon the given symbol. For example, the value of x is 10. But when you place a bar upon x, it becomes 10 into 1000, which gives the value as 10,000. Now, let's convert 45,492 into Roman numeral. First, we will write the expanded form of the given number, that is 40,000 plus 5,000 plus 400 plus 90 plus 2. So this is the expanded form of 45,492. We will express this expanded form in terms of the numbers for which we have the symbols in the Roman numeral chart. 40,000 can be expressed as 50,000 minus 10,000. 5,000 will be represented as it is. 400 can be written as 500 minus 100 and 90 can be written as 100 minus 10 plus 2. Now let's add the symbols for the expanded form. Here we are subtracting 10,000 from 50,000. So we will write the symbol of 10,000 first and then we will write the symbol of 50,000. So it will be X bar L bar plus, let's add the symbol for 5000, that will be V bar plus, next we have 500 minus 100. Again, we'll mention the symbol of 100 first and then we will write the symbol of 500. So it will be CD. Next we have 100 minus 10. Here again we will write the symbol of the smaller number first and then the symbol of 100. It will be XC plus symbol for 2, that is twice we will write I. Let's remove the operation signs and write the symbols together. It will be X bar, L bar, V bar, CD, X, C, I. We learned how to convert Indo-Arabic numerals into Roman numerals. Now let's learn the vice versa of it. That is, conversion of Roman numerals into Indo-Arabic numerals. Here also you have to be well aware of the Roman numeral chart. Let's convert the Roman numerals into Indo-Arabic numeral. Here we have a Roman numeral L bar, X bar, V bar, CD, XXX, IX. Now let's write the numbers for the symbols. So we know that L bar is equal to 50,000, X bar is 10,000, V bar is 5,000. Next we have CD. We know that the value of C is less than the value of D. That means 100 is subtracted from 500. So we will write within the brackets 500 minus 100. Next we have X 3 times. That means 10 plus 10 plus 10. Last we have IX. That means 1 is subtracted from 10. So we will write 10 minus 1. Let's open the bracket. 50,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000. It will be 65,000. 500 minus 100. It will be 400. 10 plus 10 plus 10 will be written as 30 and 10 minus 1 will be written as 9. Let's add this expanded form. It will be 65,439. So here we have converted the Roman numeral into Indo-Arabic numerals. So students, I hope you all have understood the concepts of the first chapter. Revise the concepts and practice all the questions that are given in the textbook. Thank you and have a nice day.